says bring it. She is dangerous. That was fast from Joshua. Ruiz comes to fire back. Staggered, and he goes down again. Andy Ruiz has shocked the world. The right hand over the top. That hook landed. And down goes Golovkin. Good answer from Canelo. Hard right hand. He is being chopped down. It's over. That is it. It's over.
Southern California desert, the Coachella Valley, about 2 hours east of downtown Los Angeles. And tonight we are in Indio, California. I've seen some great fights over the years. And tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Tecate, the official beer of boxing. And by Hennessy, never stop, never settle. Tonight's card has 6 fights coming your way, and it gets going with a man from China. They call him one word only, Baishambo. He takes on Mexico's veteran, Saul Corral. That's 8 rounds in the super lightweight division. After that, 2-time Argentinian Olympian Alberto Melian, coming off the first fight of his young career, takes on Mexico's Juan Cantun. They call him Loquito. That's in the super bantamweight division. After that, making his Dazn and Golden Boy debut, recently signed to Golden Boy from Vancouver, Washington, Victor Morales Jr., undefeated, takes on Joel Ogin, a gatekeeper that Golden Boy uses to test their young prospects. After that, 2 guys that don't like each other. Lynn, Massachusetts, Rashidi Ellis, he's undefeated against Eddie Gomez from the Bronx, New York. Ellis actually knocked out Gomez a few years ago in the first round. This is a rematch that Gomez wanted. Then from China, he made his debut, a good one. Zhu Kan opened up a lot of eyes in Houston earlier this year. He defends his belt against Manny Robles III, who fights in a world title for the first time. And the main event, Andrew Cancio. El Chango had a great 2019, beating Alberto Machado twice for a belt. He said it was no fluke. He has a rematch tonight against his mandatory in Rene Alvarado from Nicaragua. We are inside the special event center at the Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. I'm joined by the Latin Snake, Sergio Mora. I'm Beto Duran. And Sergio, when you're a fighter that has seen somebody a lot, you're like, okay, I know this guy. But when you have a rematch against an opponent, like Cancio has against Alvarado, somebody that you beat before, what are you thinking?
Well, it was a tough fight. You don't want that fight again, but Alvarado, he worked his way back up to this title fight. 7 wins, 5 by knockout, and not for nothing, he deserves this spot again. Cancio, on the other hand, he's a working man. We know his story, great story. He deserves the bigger fights, the bigger venues, the bigger fish to fry. He feels like he's a big fish in a small pond now. It's gonna take another great fight for him tonight and a win to get those big names.
That was in December of 2015. I was ringside calling that fight. A lot of people had Alvarado winning at the time of the stoppage. Any chance that Cancio overlooks the Nicaragua fighter?
No way, no way. And you know what? Sometimes that can't happen with fighters, but not with a fighter like Cancio, a working man, blue-collar champion. It took a lot for him to get here, and he told us, I'm going to work even harder to keep it, and I believe it, because it all comes down to personality and temperament, and that man has it.
2 fighters that don't talk a lot, but they're the consummate pros. Rene Alvarado and Andrew Cancio yesterday at the weigh-in. These 2 actually came in underweight at 129.6. Both these guys jacked.
Oh yeah, no, they looked the part, and that's half the fight won right there. I'm telling you, the weigh-in, you get to see your opponent for the first time. You see how good he looks, how ripped he looks, how in shape, how confident. And then when you look in his eyes, some fighters think, okay, I won that first round just by the look, the stare off, the look off. I don't think there's much into that. But when you're a champion and you're defending your championship, definitely there's a lot.
And the crowd will be filling in later to see Cancio. Let's go to the 3rd member of our crew, the one and only Claudia Trejos.
Thank you, Beto. Thank you, Sergio. Well, that's our main event, but on our first fight, we're going to have Baishambo being featured, and this guy had a long road to the U.S. He had passport issues. He had visa issues. He didn't get into the U.S. territory until Thursday. As a matter of fact, when he showed up at a fighter meetings after weighing, after making weight, he realized that this is going to be his TV debut in the U.S. So if there's anybody that could be a little nervous, it's Baishambo. But he knows that this is his opportunity to make a huge splash in this land where he expects to be a complete success. Back to you, Beto.
Pretty cool. We were in the fighter meetings and his eyes just opened up like, really? I'm on Dazn? For real? People get to see this? It was cool to see that moment. The tail of the tape for our opening bout between Baishambo and Saul Corral. Corral is older, 32 to 25. Baishambo, a slight height advantage along with the reach advantage. Super lightweights, 8 rounds coming your way. This is under the California rules. No 3 knockdown, no standing 8. Can be saved by the bell in the last round. Only the doctor or referee can stop the fight. In the case of an accidental foul, let's go to scorecards at the start of the 4th round. Let's get tonight underway. Our ring announcer, the one and only, Joe Martinez.
Well, fight fans, a very good evening and welcome to Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Indio, California for an exciting night of boxing brought to you by Golden Boy Promotions and Dazn, and presented by Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and Hennessy, never stop, never settle. We're kicking things off right now, 8 rounds, this in the super lightweight division, and ready to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. From Sonora, Mexico, here is Saul Corral.
Saul Corral from Agua Prieta, Sonora, Mexico. He's been used a lot by Golden Boy to test anybody and everybody. You look at his box rec, he's fought all the up-and-comers. Guys have gone on to fight in world titles. And that's the reason his record is 0-8 in the U.S. It's the step up in competition when you cross the border.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner from China, Baishambo Nasiula.
Baishambo Nasiula. Just call him Baishambo. It goes by one name. Coming off a victory in Japan against a Japanese fighter. This is a guy that's intriguing, Sergio.
He's very intriguing. I don't really know what to expect just yet. There wasn't much tape on him. He was a little reserved when we met him at the fighter meetings, a little quiet and timid. But notice how his face lit up with a smile when we told him that he was going to be televised. He has a fan base in China, and he was so excited and surprised to be under the bright lights and be fighting on television.
Yeah, all of his losses have come outside of his native China. Baishambo opening the bout tonight. 6 fights coming your way, working towards the main event of Andrew Cancio and Rene Alvarado. Should be a fun night here in Indio, California on the Zone.
And here we go once again, ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing, this scheduled in the super lightweight division, brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and Max Power. Your 3 judges scoring at ringside, Don Divergence, Ron Stevens, and Thomas Taylor. And when the action begins inside the ring, your referee in charge, Rudy Barragan. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue with black, he weighed in 141 1/4 pounds. In 45 professional fights, his record 31 victories, including 20 wins by way of knockout, with 14 defeats. From Sonora, Mexico, here is Saul Navajo Corral. And across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing red trunks, he weighed in officially 141 1/4 pounds. His professional record stands at 15 victories, 3 defeats, 1 draw with 6 wins, coming by way of knockout from Urumqi, China. Here is the Destroyer, Baishambo Nasiula.
Let's go, fellas. Center ring. Chief seconds. I give you both your instructions, okay? Just obey my commands and protect yourselves at all times. Secondly, both your belts, they're high. So the belts are going to be just fine, okay, for this contest. Shake hands. Let's go. Good luck to you both. 8 rounds.
Rudy Barragan, the third man in
Don, you good?
the ring. Solid veteran here in the Southern California boxing
Might be 12
scene.
now. You good? Raul, you good? All right.
As Corral
Mouthpiece.
blesses himself.
Let's go.
From
Box.
Agua Prieta, Sonora, but he calls Douglas, Arizona his home. By Shambo in the red trunks. 15-3-1. Coming off an 11th round KO loss to Usuki Kono in Shanghai, China. It was a come from behind win for the Japanese underdog. So see what Bai Shambo has tonight as he gets back into the ring. That's tough too, right? The first time you go back in the ring after a loss?
Oh, after a loss, especially after a loss. But inactivity is worse. But Bai Shambo is very, very glad to be here. Of course, televised, like we mentioned. And he knows what's in front of him. There wasn't much tape on neither of these fighters. And he said he understands that Corral doesn't have much movement, but he does have heavy hands.
Okay? Okay? All right.
Caught a few of Corral's fights. I actually saw him in the back when I walked by.
Let's go, box.
He's like, hey, I know you. I'm like, yeah, I know you. He's just those guys that they use, the journeyman, that you test out young guys, see what you're all about.
This is why he keeps getting fights.
Gives you rounds. That's what they see from him, Corral.
Stop!
As Bai Shambo said, I was looking for any kind of information on Corral. So thanks to YouTube, you can find anything now. Imagine if you had that in your day.
Oh man, so many times I was looking for opponents. We had to pay for videotape back in the day because there was no YouTube.
How?
Thanks for making me feel old, Beto.
No, you're a veteran, Sergio Mora.
Veteran, that's a good word. No, but sometimes there's no tapes on opponents, especially when you're fighting, getting off the ground with your first 10 fights. First 15 fights, not much tape unless the opponent has a big amateur background and then he has a history behind him. Then there'll be something you could study. But with fights like these, not much.
Stop, stop.
And now, in
Stop, let him go,
this
let him
era
go,
of social media, you can find out anything about your opponent because they usually post everything on their Instagram.
Yeah.
You see all these guys posting sparring, their workouts.
No, that's a no-no. My trainer never wanted me to really release our game plan or post sparring, not even videotape sparring. When we used to have reporters like Doug Fisher and Steve Kim, shout out to them, they used to get upset with me when I said no videotape.
I don't blame you. Don't blame you at all.
I remember one time I sparred James Kirkland, and that was a great sparring session. That back when he was just terrorizing everybody, knocking everyone out. I wish I would have said yes to that video session, but
So I guess you did well.
yeah, I did.
Overhand right from Bai Shambo lands. He's in the red trunks. Bouncing around.
Good uppercut by Bai Shambo. He's keeping his distance nicely. He fights like a tall man. He's rangy, keeps his distance, fights behind the jab.
Final seconds of the
guys,
opening
10.
round, scheduled for 8. Fancy Springs Resort and Casino.
Stop
The
the
main
bell.
event, Andrew Cancio, Rene Alvarado. Alvarado, the mandatory. A couple punches thrown after the bell.
Okay, relax, good, okay? That's what you weigh the way you fight. But his defense is here, sometimes over here,
Thanks,
overhand. Boom, fast, tang, tang, bang, bang, one, bang, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, one step. He's slow,
now.
jab, jab, bang, boom, okay? Do it faster. Good fight. This time is good. Do it. Same, boom, boom.
Good.
Fight it harder.
Pop this cherry a little bit.
In a distance. Very good. Continue, okay? That's the way you fight.
Máquina está soltando. Está faltando distancia. Está faltando distancia. Más trabajo.
Yep.
Keep your distance.
De llave abajo, ¿ok?
The jab and downstairs.
Más reacción, más reacción, reacción.
Back up.
Listening to the corners with Bai Shambo and Saul Corral.
Round 2, let's box.
Sergio, you mentioned Bai Shambo coming off the KO loss. Mentally, what's that do for a fighter?
Well, especially early in your career, it's pretty devastating. It really is. I mean, if it happens in the championship level, then you could excuse it somehow. But yeah, it's
No
mentally
punching. The separate- there you
torture,
go.
I would think. I mean, I didn't get stopped until my last title fight, you know. So early in your career, you got to stay unblemished, and you don't want to take too much punishment because you're still gonna step it up when you're 15-0 and 20-0 with tougher competition.
Baishambo, 15-3-1, 6 KOs.
Good body shot by Baishambo. I like that from far. Already stabbing downstairs.
Stop, stop, let him go. Let his arm go. There.
Usually when you're a tall fighter, you don't really bend down and go for the body, but Baishambo is not ignoring the body of Corral. And when it comes to tough guys, veterans like this, you gotta go downstairs because they could take it upstairs, but you gotta test them in the gut.
The veteran is Corral, 31-14 is his record. He learned this with those Mexican fighters that are the journeymen. They can take a punch. It's that body work, because a lot of these guys are fighting in different divisions or they get called at the last minute. And those body shots take a toll because they've been trying to cut weight, right?
No, absolutely, and it takes away from your legs as well.
Baishambo grew up in the Xinjiang province, which is on the Kazakhstan-China border. Single, no kids.
Good jab by Baishambo. They're keeping the fight in the middle of the ring. For Corral, that's good for him. He wants to stay off the ropes. For Baishambo, he wants to stay at the end of the jab.
Baishambo had to convince his dad to let me box because he watched it on TV, a regional fight in China. Said, that's what I want to. That's what I want to do. I want to be a fighter. Dad said, okay, well, if you're going to box, you're not going to quit. So if you don't like it, too bad. You're sticking with it. And here he is as a pro, at the age of 25, fighting in the United States.
There's that right hand
Let
again.
him go.
Going downstairs with it. I want to see more of those body shots. Then he's going to try to be sneaky and come upstairs. Baishambo is.
Asked Corral when I saw him, like, what do you know about your opponent? Nada.
Nothing. Yeah. No, I'm telling you, I couldn't find much either. And when it's really difficult to study for somebody if there's no information out there. Nice body shot. I'm really happy with Baishambo's body shots right now. And there's the shot that I was telling you he was going to come up looking for, the overhand right. He came up short, but he attempted it.
10 seconds, guys. 10. Stop with the bell. Time. Good job.
On average, people have to wait 29.3 days to see a doctor. Anyone living with erectile dysfunction, hair loss, or cold sores knows that kind of wait just won't work. That's why there's Roman, the digital health clinic for men. Complete a free online visit, and you'll hear back from a U.S. licensed physician within 24 hours. If medication is right for you, Roman delivers it with free 2-day shipping, always in discreet packaging. Get started today with a free online visit at GetRoman.com/TV. Roman, let's take care of it.
You need to react. You need to react.
Tiny little nick over on the side. It was from that headbutt. Tiny little nick.
The feel, use the jab. Use your jab. The left too. Use the left too.
Ernesto Amador, our interpreter tonight. No puedes jugar box with Ernesto. I'm Beth Adran alongside the Latin Snake Sergio Mora. Ringside, you're watching Baishambo from China in the red. Takes on Saul
No punching,
Corral
no punching. Let him go. There we go.
Sonora, Mexico. Corral is just one of those guys that's always around the gyms. Going to be a trainer when he's done. Like boxing is his life.
Usually that's the transition for most fighters. Love that body shot. Baishambo's looking for an overhand right. He's already come up short, but he's throwing those body shots, and they're landing cleanly. He's throwing straight, stabbing him to the body, and coming around with the right hook.
You like what you see?
So far, I do, because he's going for the knockout. There's the body shot again. You could expect the overhand right, so you keep expecting that from the taller Baishambo.
There's that overhand right landing. You calling that, Sergio? Jab from Corral.
More jabs from Baishambo. When you're dealing with a veteran like this, he's not going to fall for that too often. He's not. You gotta trick him into that, and you gotta throw the jab a little bit more. You let him get a little lazy, and then you could try it again. And feints, of course.
Red swelling on the right eye of Baishambo. Overhand right lands from Baishambo. More body work from him. You like
Beautiful
that.
body shot.
You see Corral kind of just putting that left elbow down a little
You
bit
could
lower.
see him, and you could hear him grunting. He didn't like that body shot. When it comes to tough guys, Beto, guys that could take it to the chin, they don't like it to the body somehow. So that's their kryptonite. especially you start doubling them up.
More body, one at a time from Baishambo. Hook, nice left from Baishambo. Moving around, looks very comfortable in there in his U.S. debut.
He does. We asked Baishambo, what does he know about his opponent? And he says, well, we have the same body structure, but I'm faster. I'm going to keep my distance and my movement. And right now he's doing just that. He's not fighting the smaller man's fight, even though Corral's not that much shorter. But he's fighting like a tall man, not ignoring the body.
Corral's starting to wing his lefts. Trying to land one of those.
I want to see more jabs from Corral. His corner wants him to react. I think they mean counter punch, the longer, faster Baishambo, but I haven't seen him try to set up any counters because he's not jabbing. He hasn't got the timing of Baishambo just yet.
Third round, winding down.
Stop. Let him go. Let him go.
Wherever you're at, don't spill your drink as you're getting ready for
10 seconds, guys. Stop at the
Andrew
bell.
Cancio, Rene Alvarado, also Rashidi Ellis, Eddie Gomez,
Time.
Shukan, and Manny Robles also on the card tonight. From Argentina, Melia. Going back to his roots, said that's the kind of hair I had when I was winning some Rocket. And Jose Cantun. Jose Juan Cantun is his legal name. Loquito is what everybody calls him. And there you see right over his shoulder is Eddie Gomez from the Bronx, New York. That fight coming up next, Alberto Melia and Juan Cantun. Look at replays from the previous round, Sergio.
And we're going to see that body shot that I was talking about. Right there, Baishambo missed with that right hand. That left hook landed right on the temple, but it was a body shot before that that set that up.
Boxing, enjoy boxing. Take care, okay? Take care, okay? Seconds out.
Fourth round. They touch gloves in the middle of the ring.
Corral just barely missed with the right hand right there. It was a short right hand, but if it would have landed, that would have did some damage.
The fights that I've worked of Corral, he usually gives you rounds, gives you some distance, but as the fight progresses, he gets sloppy and he starts winging, trying to land a big shot. And every now and then he will, but he's stepped up in competition. Some of his opponents have been able to take those shots.
And that's the thing with veterans. Veterans, they fizzle out because they know they can't compete with a better prospect or champion or former champion. So they want to start off fast, and if they can waste time, and by wasting time, I mean if they don't have to really exert much energy and get by the first early rounds, then they'll close out strong. That's what veterans like to do.
Another member of our crew, the Hall of Famer, Steve Smugard. Steve, how you've been watching this fight? What do you like?
Rudy's doing an outstanding job, guys. This is an excellent example of a referee controlling the action with verbal commands. He has yet to touch the fighters. And that's interesting because you have a gentleman that speaks Chinese and a gentleman that speaks Spanish, and he's doing it all with verbal commands. Excellent job.
Thank you, Steve. Rudy Barragan is the third man in the ring, member of the LAPD. Sergio, when you're in a ring and you don't even hear or notice the referee, that's what you want, right?
Absolutely. When the third man in the ring is invisible, he's doing a great job. And Rudy Barragan is one of the best, not only in Southern California, but one of the best, period.
Big Dodger fan. You'll see him rocking the Dodger shirt a lot, even though they lost. Body shot from Baishambo, goes upstairs.
Man, I felt that one. Corral lowered his elbow because that one hurt right there. If I was Baishambo, I'll continue downstairs. That's the second time that Saul Corral missed entirely a left hook to the body, and that's because he's not setting that up, and he's not at the distance to land those body shots.
Corral was bouncing around in the first couple of rounds. Now you see his feet kind of settle in and not moving.
No, not moving because he's not much of a mover. He's a veteran, like we said. So he wants to dig in those feet and plant ground and land, just like he did right there.
And Baishambo lands, digs. Baishambo just continues to rock back and forth, right? It doesn't give you anything really to tee off on.
Let's go, separate.
That's what you have to do. It's perpetual motion. You have to keep moving.
Guys.
Don't stay stationary. Always give your opponent a different look from a different angle.
Time! Here we go, round number 1, heavyweight championship of the world. Good uppercut and a hook, puts Ruiz down. Ruiz comes to fire back, and Joshua's hurt. Oh, Joshua goes down. He's down again. Wow, he's been down 4 times. He says that's it. Andy Ruiz is the heavyweight champion.
You have an immediate rematch clause. Do you expect to exercise that?
100%.
The most anticipated rematch of the year, Andy Ruiz Jr. Anthony Joshua face off again December 7th from Saudi Arabia with a clash on the dunes.
Relax, 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 okay? Relax.
You're good? Take a deep breath. Go further, keep going. Keep going. Get closer, get closer.
Jose Corral with instructions for his brother Saul Corral, who's taking on Baishambo. Corral has gone up against Mike Alvarado, Saddam Ali, Josito Lopez, Victor Ortiz. So the experience side is on Corral. But Baishambo looking good here in this fight, Sergio Mora.
Looking and feeling good as he got up from his stool. He's bobbing his head to Despacito, a little reggaeton for Baishambo.
You know what's up.
Look at that. Not forgetting the body. I love that from Baishambo, but he needs to watch out for Corral's right hooks and overhand rights. They're getting a little bit too close for comfort right now.
Watching Baishambo from Urumqi, China, taking on Mexico's Saul Corral. He's in the blue trunks. Corral actually fought 2 guys that are going at it later on the night, Rashidi Ellis and Eddie Gomez. And he's actually picking Gomez to win the rematch. So the first 3 rounds are going to be crucial. That's coming up later on tonight as we work our way towards Andrew Cancio and Rene Alvarado. That perpetual motion you're talking about, Sergio, on Baishambo. He's able to land that right, doubling up the jab.
He's barely missing with that right uppercut, too. Oh, right there, he landed it to the body. It was a sneaky body shot right there. But Corral's feeling it, too. I see both of them getting their groove now. Baishambo's a little bit more fluid with it. But Corral's getting a little closer and closer to his target.
Baishambo with the same management promotion company as Shukan, who defends his belt in the co-feature tonight against Manny Robles III. Corral looking a little frustrated, isn't he?
A little frustrated, or he's waiting to time Baishambo, but Baishambo's not giving him a lazy jab or anything to time. And that's what his corner, that's what Corral's corner wants. They want him to react. They keep saying react and counter, but it's hard to counter a guy that has good timing.
Stop!
And Baishambo told us they might be equally as strong, but I'm faster. Baishambo knows he has that speed. And with speed, I'm telling you, it beats power, and technique beats speed.
'25-year-old Baishambo. Corral 32. Baishambo.
Nice right hand by Baishambo right there. He turned the jab into a left hook, landed the right uppercut. I'm sorry, the right, straight right.
He's landing his combinations too now. It looks like Baishambo as the fight progresses.
Oh, he's firing on all cylinders now. Not only is the upper body moving with his lower body, but the punches are fluid and they're hard. That uppercut, beautiful.
Stop. Let's break. Stop at the bell.
Ryder. Dame el bucal. No te quiero, sí, no te quiero forzar o que te quiera decir yo que estés. Ok, gracias. O que quiera decirte que te vas a presionar desde ya. No. Pero cuando te toque irlo a presionar,
he's gonna touch it.
Clave,
You need to move.
te toque irlo a presionar. Acuérdate de tus últimas peleas, de cuando estás.
Remember the other fights?
Chavelas, todo. Corto, pum, pum, así, sí. Imagínate.
In fight.
No trae nada, muchacho. Menos en corto no te va a hacer nada en corto.
In fight is gonna hurt
No te
you.
hace nada. Si te haces para atrás, ahí sí te hacen. Ahí sí. ¿Qué?
So stay close.
Yeah. Relax. Okay?
Number 6.
Sixth round underway, scheduled for 8. Baishambo and Saul Corral. After this, Alberto Melian, Juan Cantun,
Stop.
Argentina
Get
against
off his
Mexico.
head. Get off his head. Get off his head. There you go.
We have fighter meetings. Guys come in, and we ask them a couple questions. We have great research notes from Mike Baca and Corey and everybody on the DAZN crew. But this is a chance for the broadcasters to get to know him a little bit. Baishambo, Sergio, when he walked in, was just his interpreter and just answering a couple questions, looking like, what's going on here?
Poker face.
Yeah.
Total poker face until we told him his fight was televised, and then it was grin from ear to ear, and personality came out. I even told him, Beto, I said, this is what we need to see from you if you want to be a star. I mean, he just shined, like he just shined, and he was glowing, and it was great.
You know, you were on the reality show, The Contender, you won it. But when you're a young fighter or when you're coming up, and the first time you get put on TV, you get excited, right? You're like, this is what you dream of?
Well, yes, but you also get nervous and you try to be too perfect, and then, of course, that's when everything goes wrong. The main thing when you're under the lights is just be yourself. Sounds cheesy and cliche, but be yourself.
Well, that's my point with, you know, Baishambo coming from China, had the visa issues, able to get it, but you're here and they're grabbing you everywhere. The production crew is like measuring you. They're taking you headshots.
There we go.
And as a fighter, and you're trying to make weight, you just want to, like, I just want to fight, don't you? Like, stop with all this stuff. You got to make those adjustments.
Yeah, but that's part of the business, Beto. You know that everything that comes with the fight comes with the promotion as well. Fighter meetings, the weigh-in, the publicity, the press, everything.
And then once you get in the ring, it's just
That's the easy part. That's what I told you. The easy part is fighting. It really is. Especially for fighters that don't really talk that much, like Baishambo. You know, he talks with his fist. Let me get in there and do my thing.
And his answers, too, is to our questions when the translator would just 2, 3, 4 word answers. And some other guys just come in and give you a whole life story in a book and then some.
Yes, you get a little bit of both.
Yeah, you get the wrap-up side like, nah.
I kind of like the quiet guys better. The guys that talk with their fist. And right now, Baishambo is doing just that. Corral is not doing what his corner wanted him to do. They want him to get inside. I mean, it's easier said than done. They want him to close the distance, get inside, and rough him up. Rough up the taller fighter, but Corral hasn't done that in this round. Body shot right there. I mean, I'm really impressed with Baishambo's body shots and his uppercuts. The shots there by Corral.
Technical, huh?
Very technical, yeah. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Leo Santa Cruz in a way. You know, he's tall, he has those long arms. You know, he doesn't twitch his right hand like Leo. Good body shot.
Body shot, overhand right landed by Baishambo as the round is closing.
Stop at the bell. Time.
Solid round for the fighter from China.
Okay, very good. Breathe. Okay, that's it. That's it. More impact. Okay, more impact, but still have the speed. The speed is important. Relax your body so you can throw more power. Relax, bang. Okay, relax, jab, hook straight, ichimbo, then jab, go down, then up.
Here we're going to see the double jab landed by Corral. But Baishambo was looking to time Corral's distance, which he did. And that's the body shot that I've been impressed with Baishambo right there. He needs to be careful not to let the chin up in the air like that. That's exactly what Corral's looking for.
Baishambo, trained by Franklin Albia, Filipino. And he doesn't speak Chinese. You hear him speaking English, and they speak the language of boxeo, boxing language. It's funny when you go into some of these gyms, you know, both of us live in Southern California. Like, wait, how do you have this guy understand this guy? And he's like, oh, jab is universal.
So our numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, you know, jab, right hand, left hook, right hook, etc. In Baishambo's corner, they want him to relax to get the power. I know it sounds simple instructions, but it's difficult to do, to relax, to punch harder. And that right uppercut finally lands by Baishambo, but he
no more, okay? No more.
held
please.
down.
Let's go.
And he got warned for it. He held the neck down, and that's illegal.
Barragan said no more. Final warning. The last fight for Corral was in October. He fought in Mexico. 6-round unanimous decision. The guy, you know, you can get him to fight every month if you wanted to. His backbone is boxing. The guys are just willing to take a fight anywhere, wherever you call him.
Corral backed up with his chin in the air. Baishambo took advantage of it with a left hook. Both of them are pulling back, actually, which is dangerous. You shouldn't pull back like that. You need to keep your chin tucked and stay inside. And when you do pull out, make sure you pull out with your chin down and then the low to the ground.
So you're saying they're leaving their chin exposed?
Absolutely. Both of them have been pulling out. See right there, Baishambo's pulling out with his chin in the air. If Corral can time him, block and catch and counter with a left hook or right hook, catch him. It has to be a wide hook, though.
Do you notice that as a fighter, or do your trainer notice that?
No, you train for it. You train for it in the gym, and then once you're in there and your trainer sees it, he tells you punch behind the head. You always hear trainers say punch behind the head. Don't punch at the chin, because that's not where his head's going to be. He's going to pull back, punch behind it. That's when you flip him.
Let's go.
Good exchange between Baishambo and Corral. Baishambo landing overhand right, uppercut. Finding a home for that overhand right is Baishambo. The body work is what you like from Baishambo early in the fight.
Early, mid, and late. He's still digging downstairs, and he's doing that now. He's turning it into a left uppercut. Now that left uppercut will probably land. If he keeps digging down, getting the attention of Corral to the body, that's when the uppercuts open up.
Ten seconds, guys.
7th round winding now. A good one between Baishambo and Saul Corral, our opening bout on Dazn in Indio, California.
Good job.
2-touch gloves in the middle of the ring. Hall of Fame referee Steve Smoger, you noticed something in this fight. What do you see?
Yep, that's illegal, but it was handled appropriately by Rudy. He warned him. It was just a drag over, nothing to get excited about. And it was, as I said, appropriately handled. Rudy keeping complete control of this bout, doing an excellent job.
And Baishambo bows to the referee Rudy Barragan, acknowledges his mistake.
Y te quedas entregado ahí, no devuelven la mano. Tiras un jab y no lo regresas. Ahí es el peligro.
If you stay, you're going to be in danger. If you stay, you're going to be in danger. Don't stay. You need to protect yourself. You need to throw more punches.
Let's go. Take it out. Let's go. Let's go. 8th round, guys, okay? 8th round. Let's go. Let's go.
8th and final round. Baishambo and Saul Corral. You have Baishambo controlling this one, Sergio?
Absolutely. He's controlling the distance, inside fighting. He's keeping the fight in the middle of the ring, clean punches. And those are the ones that the referees really like, the clean punching from the distance, at mid-range. And then, of course, digging down to the body. And right there, finally getting an angle by Baishambo. That's something I haven't seen.
Get off his head. There you go.
You don't have the official Sergio Mora scorecard in front of you right now, but you have Baishambo winning easily?
I would say convincingly, yes. I wouldn't go as far as say easily. Corral is a veteran. I mean, if it would have been easy, he would have been taken out of here already, but Baishambo's not struggling, so he's winning comfortably. Body shot right there by Shambo.
You love the body shots by Shambo.
I love body shots from taller fighters because usually they avoid the body. When they have the size advantage, they fight behind the jab and at distance. That's what I'm really digging about Shambo.
Been going upstairs, downstairs nicely. It's a good test for Shambo. Going up against Corral, who has that beard, can take a shot. But you have to box, you have to work, you have to earn everything.
Corral's looking for a counter, a cash-in counter. Smart thing from a veteran like Corral. A little too late right there. Right hand by Shambo. Corral might be a little shook up right there with that right hand.
Digging is by Shambo. Upstairs again by Shambo.
Shambo has 1 minute to rock Corral again, because I think Corral might be shook a little bit right now.
Stop. This is the last time, okay? You're not going to hold him down and hit him. That's the last time, okay? Are you okay? Come bien. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Barragan telling him, no more. Eighth and final round. Shambo looking good in his U.S. debut. Want to see some more of him?
Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with him.
The visa issues worked out. Now he knows what it's like to fight in the United States. Be comfortable.
See,
it's caught with that left. You've been talking about it.
That's the only criticism I'm going to give Shambo. He pulls out. For the taller fighter, that's a no-no. Especially when you start fighting better fighters, they'll take advantage of that.
10 seconds. Yes, segundos. 10 seconds.
Fight wrapping up. A good one between Shambo and Saul Corral. It goes the distance.
There you go.
A lot of respect between the two. They hug it out in the ring. Good opening bout here on Dazn. It's, you know, as a broadcaster, when you're doing research, you can get all the notes and you can go and find stuff, but until the guys actually go in the ring, you don't know what you're going to get at times. I like what I see from Shambo.
Me too, and I didn't really expect the body work. I didn't expect how relaxed he was. He was dancing in one of the rounds. He had a smile and a grin on his face the entire time. Just relaxed. And you know, with the body work that he did tonight, if he's gonna be wanting to fight in Southern California, which has a lot of Mexican and Mexican American fans, he's gonna be very popular really fast.
Let's take a look at the highlights from this fight. With the distance, Shambo came out looking good early, Sergio.
Right there, Shambo got caught with a left hook. It maybe got thumbed in the eye right there. But Corral was looking for some swinging shots in between the shots of Shambo. But Shambo fought good at distance, mid-range, and in the inside, he was digging to the body really nicely, trying to look for that uppercut. Just a really good, solid, all-around performance by Shambo. Other than keeping his head in the air and not tucking his chin in. Right there by Shambo. I would say it was all around a really, really good performance. That'll only get better.
So to go to the judges' scorecards, see how they have this one. Sergio Mora unofficially has Shambo winning comfortably, right? That was to quote you.
Yes, sir.
I like that. California judge Mora, comfortably. And with the official decision, let's go back up to the ring to Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. All three score it 80-72 for your winner by unanimous decision from China, the Destroyer, Shambo Nasiuula.
Unanimous decision sweeps the cards. I like what I see from Shambo. You said it, you want to see more of this guy. 25 years old, it's his 16th victory by Shambo.
He needs a nickname, though. Shambo, he needs a nickname.
He's got one name. You don't need a nickname, you got one name.
Yeah, good point.
Latin snake, okay. Bichambeau, there you go.
It makes sense.
Knockout, think about it. You say Bichambeau, that opened up our Dazn card. A good night of fights coming your way. 5 more here on Dazn. But December 7th, one of the biggest fights, the rematch. We're going to Saudi Arabia. Andy Ruiz Jr., Anthony Joshua.
Andy Ruiz is an underdog.
Has a physique it's just nothing like Anthony Joshua.
Fans and social media look at Andy Ruiz and say, oh, that chunky kid, what's he gonna do?
Here we go, round number 1, heavyweight championship of the world. Good uppercut and a hook, puts Ruiz down.
Andy's the type of boxer, if you touch his face, he's turning a devil.
Ruiz comes to fire back, and Joshua's hurt. Oh, Joshua goes down. Joshua is hurt, he's staggered, and he goes down again. Oh, that hook. And now a barrage, and Sam's in trouble, and down he goes. And he's down again. Wow, he's been down 4 times. He says that's it. Andy Ruiz is the heavyweight champion.
You have an immediate rematch clause. Do you expect to exercise that?
100%.
Now he knows he has to beat him. That's the challenge.
We're fucking ready. The most anticipated rematch of the year. Andy Ruiz Jr., Anthony Joshua face off again December 7th from Saudi Arabia for the clash on the dunes. But tonight, we're here in Indio, California. Coming up next from Argentina, it is Alberto Melian. Melian inside his locker room. This is the same place where he lost for the first time in his young career. The 2-time Olympian from Argentina. You see him, goes back to the red hair. And earlier tonight, he spoke with our Claudia Trejos.
Alberto, you've been recognized as being the Argentinian Lomachenko. Why is that?
Alberto, te han llamado y te han reconocido como el Lomachenko argentino. ¿Qué opinas de esto?
No, es una motivación extra, ¿no? Que le da que te digan así que lo uso como motivación y bueno, trato de subir al ring y demostrar lo que por algo lo dicen.
It's a great motivation for me and I try to use this on the ring.
Let's talk about your last fight. You took a loss against Baez. What did you learn from that loss?
Platícame de esa derrota de tu última pelea. ¿Qué aprendiste de esa derrota?
Aprendí que tengo que tirar más golpes desde el comienzo de la pelea, así que bueno, eso me enseñó eso y acá hay que seguir. A pesar de la derrota hay que levantarse y más fuerte.
I learned that I need to throw more punches and I need to keep going and keep going.
Thank you very much and good luck.
No, gracias. Thank you ustedes.
Thank you, ustedes. Get that Spanglish going there, Melian. The tell of the tape for this fight. Melian is the younger fighter, extensive amateur career. He's also the taller fighter in this fight. Let's go back to the ring to bring in the fighters. Let's hear from Joe Martinez.
And here we go, fight fans, 8-round super bantamweight action, ready to make his way to the ring. Fighting under the blue corner from Phoenix, Arizona, here is Juan Cantu.
Esta es nuestra noche, Juan. Esta es nuestra noche.
This is our night, Juan. His trainer is telling him. Martin Reyes is telling him this is our night. Loquito, Juan Cantu. Yes, crazy. He was walking around the casino during the weigh-ins yesterday, rocking his shades, did not take them on, kept them on, actually had to drop a couple of ounces, still kept the sunglasses on.
Well, for a fighter that got knocked out in 4 straight fights, he sure has swag. I'll give him that.
Hey, you know what? As a guy who's wearing velvet tonight, you got to have this.
What is that, velvet?
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner from Argentina, Alberto Melian.
From La Paternal, Argentina, now training in Los Angeles, 29-year-old Alberto Melian. 5-1. That loss coming to Leonardo Baez here at Fancy Springs in July of this year. A fight that wasn't even close on the scorecard. Worked. Baez, after that fight, was given a contract by Golden Boy Promotions, the Mexicali fighter. Coming in a song called Se lo juro vieja, I swear to you, woman.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are set to go 8 rounds. This in the super bantamweight division. Your 3 judges scoring at ringside: Don Divergence, Daniel Sandoval, and Thomas Taylor. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Ray Corona. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with silver, he weighed in 119 1/2 pounds. His professional record stands at 21 victories, including 15 knockouts, 8 defeats, and 3 bouts even. From Phoenix, Arizona, here is Juan Loquito Cantú. Across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing red with white. He weighed in 119 1/2 as well. In his professional record, 5 victories with 3 knockouts and 1 defeat. Desde Buenos Aires, Argentina, here is El Impacto, Alberto Mejía.
Hey, wipe up that corner there. Seconds. Right, here's good. Aquí está bien. Touch gloves if you want. God bless.
Ray Corona, the 3rd man in the ring from Bassett, California. Straight to the point. You know Ray really well. No nonsense inside that ring.
Absolutely not. Control at all times.
His son's actually fighting now with a couple pro fights.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Thanks everybody joining us on Dazn all over the world. And Loquito just ready to run in. I know you pointed right at me.
I pointed right at his stance. He can't wait to get it started.
Like a bull ready to get released.
I want to see how Cantú reacts once he gets clipped by Melian in his first round.
Melian, you'll see that red mohawk. So that's the hairdo I had when I started my career. I lost, I got to mix it up, go back to what was working. Hey, superstitious, I'm all for it, whatever works, especially in sports. Two-time Olympian is Melian for Argentina. Both times is the bantamweight. 2012 in China, he lost in the first round. Then in 2016 in Brazil, lost to the quarters. He's got an interesting style. Very confident Argentinian. Working in Southern California, Churchill Boxing. There's a big crew behind him. A lot of support financially too. So people were investing in him. They tried to put him on the fast track, but Leonardo Baez slowed it down.
Melian hurt Cantú to the body, left hook to the body. Would love to see more body shots right now from Melian. Cantú's game this first round. He needs to take that game out of him with some more body shots.
This was scheduled for 8 rounds, and they're just letting their hands go. Already some redness around the face of Cantú.
Melian's comfortable fighting the smaller man's fight. He's 2 inches taller, he has a longer reach, but he's getting in there very comfortable, Melian is.
Winning his punches is Cantú. He's from Yucatan, Mexico, now lives in Arizona. The more experience, the boxing technique, that's all on the side of Melian. Trying to dig to the body. Cantú is just going to mix it up. He's going to give you that southpaw defensive stance, both orthodox. 21-8-3. He's a battle horse.
Oh, he's game. You can see he's game, especially in this first round. But the way you take that out of him is later on in the fight. Right now, I'm surprised that Melian is actually starting off really fast, fighting the smaller man's fight. He's giving Cantun a chance to actually land some punches.
Going upstairs is Melian, pushing back Cantun in the corner. Final seconds of the first. Melian is held up because Cantun was grabbing it. Cantun doesn't even know which corner to go to right now.
Well, he's rocked. And that's what you got to do with fighters that have been stopped in their last couple of fights. You got to jump on them. So maybe that's why Melian is starting off aggressive.
Go
to the body and then to the head. Remember this. Take a deep breath.
Muy bien.
Doing good. Doing good. When you feel that he's hurt, go. The right. I like your right hand. And then the left, the cross.
Tranquilito, ¿estamos?
Take it easy. Doing good. You're faster.
Cuando erra, paga. ¿Cómo está?
How do you feel? How do you feel?
Coming off a loss is Melian. You know, as a team, the next fight, do you want him to go rounds or just trying to smoke somebody, get him out of there?
No, he's trying to smoke this guy, especially since Cantun is, he's coming off losses. He's been stopped 4 times. So you want to just put your name in that basket. You want to get him out of there, go on to the next one. You're not going to learn anything fighting a fighter like Cantun. Just get that win, get that confidence back, get on the winning streak again.
Well, especially a fighter like Melian, who didn't lose much as an amateur. And he's just letting his hands go into the corner of Cantun.
I'll be surprised if Cantun makes it out of this round.
And trying to hold on. Ray Corona checking it quickly, and Cantun goes down.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. ¿Quieres pelear? Manos arriba. Camina aquí. Camina aquí. Get over there.
Walk to me. Do you want to
Manos
fight?
arriba. ¿Quieres pelear?
Put your hands up. Do you want to fight? Yes?
He wants to fight, but I don't think he knows how to win.
He's just game.
Exactly.
Melian has him against the ropes. Unloading is the Argentinian. Hook from Melian. Digging is Melian. He's trying to end this fight now. Cantun has no defense for this. Getting pushed around, getting worked, getting rocked. He's just winging his Cantun. Doing whatever he wants is Alberto Melian. And that's it. Ray Corona jumps in, stops it. I think that was a cartwheel attempt. I'm not sure.
No, he wanted to actually.
Okay, he wanted to fall?
I think so.
Yep. As Cantun, they keep him on the stool. As the doctors are checking him out, his face is bloodied. Melian improves to 6-1, his 4th stoppage. This was a fight to just get that confidence up, right, Sergio?
Yes, it was. When you get, they call him the Argentine Lomachenko. Just like Lomachenko, he got the early career loss. Of course, Lomachenko is a pound-for-pound great fighter. Melian has a long way to go, but once you have that first loss, you want to get back on your feet. You want that winning ways again. If you can get another fight, 3-4 months, get another solid win, then he's back on track.
You know what Melian is. He's a fighter that they had him on the fast track because he's also 29 years old. A lot of times in the amateurs, you want to make up for lost time here as a pro. And a loss like he had against Baez. Hey, maybe you need to slow the roll a little bit. Yeah, we're calling you the Argentine Lomachenko because of your amateur background. The way, it's not that you're on the Lomachenko level. Big difference there.
Huge.
And with the official decision, here's Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 1 minute, 36 seconds, round number 2. Referee Ray Corona puts a halt to the bout for your winner by KO El Impacto, Alberto Melian.
But Melian gets his 6th victory of his young career. Let's look at the way that this fight ended. Melian still's got the mouthpiece in there, Sergio.
Yep, here's the first knockdown. It was right hand, left hook. Cantun kept his chin up in the air, but it was the body shots that actually hurt him earlier. And that's what Melian's corner wanted more from this tough guy. The body shots were gonna take him down, but right now, everything was landing to the head. I didn't see how Ray Corona was gonna let this go too much longer, because even though Cantun was game, everything was landing on Melian's part. Quick little flurry. Good night.
Yeah, Ray was not going to let that one continue. He probably could have stopped it a little bit earlier if he wanted to. And you're right, he did do it on purpose. Okay.
Yeah. No, I noticed he did it on purpose. I mean, if me and you tried a cartwheel, that's how we're going to end up.
I mean, we're going to do it. We're going to cartwheel all the way to the table. We do it till the wheels fall off.
No way.
Yeah, no, that hurts my sciatica right now. Inside the ring with our winner is Claudia Trejos.
Thank you, Beto. Alberto, congratulations on that win. When did you know that this was going to be it?
Bueno, sentí los golpes, no sentí los golpes de mi rival, me sentí muy fuerte. Fue un gran trabajo de nutrición y así que ahí en ese momento supe que tenía que tirar golpes para llevarme la pelea.
I did not feel his punches at all. I felt strong and I felt them. So that's when I learned that I could finish him, and I just had to throw a lot of punches to do that.
This is your return after your first loss in your career. Was this the kind of splash that you wanted to make? How important was this win by knockout?
No, es importante porque volvemos al ruedo, volvemos ahí a pedir pistas para pelear con los que tengan cinturones. Si es una revancha, y si no, con cualquier cinto que tenga alguno se lo quiero quitar. Quiero que sea mío.
It was good because we're back on track right now. We've got the arguments to ask for more money for those big fights. Maybe if I can get a rematch, or maybe fight for a title, or whoever has a title.
Talking about that, you've been on a fast track in your career. What comes after this?
No, mi carrera es rápida. Desde el primer momento quise pelear con los mejores. Es así, esto es boxeo. Lo dijo Leonard. Para ser bueno tenés que enfrentarte a los mejores. Y bueno, vamos por ese camino.
That's been my career. We've been on the fast track since I started. I've always wanted to fight with the best. And like Leonard said, in order to be the best, you have to fight the best. And this is boxing. This is what I've come to do.
Well, talking about that, your first fight was against a contender. So who would you like to call out next?
Ya reté a algún que otro campeón. Reté a Franco en 118. No sé si le gustaría agarrar la pelea, pero bueno, dejamos que de eso se encargue Roberto Díaz.
¿Quién era el peleador?
¿Cómo que se llama? Franco. En 118, es campeón.
¿Cómo se llama? Joshua Franco, one of the regional title holders at 118 pounds, or maybe challenging one of the world champions as well. Anyway, but that'll allow that for Roberto Diaz and my promoter Golden Boy to figure that out.
Well, thank you very much and congratulations. That's an outstanding win. Back to you, Beto.
Thank you, Claudia. A good fight between those two. We've seen two good fights here on Dazn as we open up the night here in Indio, California. So the Argentinian gets his victory. Looking good tonight. I mean, mind you, against limited resistance, but that's what you got to do, right, Sergio? Just come out and just stop them dudes.
Limited resistance. I like the way you phrased that, but yeah, you could have been a little harder on him. But look, he needs to step up the competition, but I don't think he's quite ready for champions. He's calling out regional champions and champions. I'd like to see another couple of fights, and then we could talk about champions.
Well, we could talk about a champion in our main event tonight. Andrew Cancio, El Chango, defends his belt against Rene Alvarado. Alvarado is the mandatory. That's why they're fighting tonight. But 4 years ago, almost to the day, it was in December of 2015, that's when Cancio came back to beat Alvarado. And let's look at that fight, the highlights from their first match between Cancio and Alvarado in this same building. Duro, pelea limpio. Toca la mano.
He's outworking Cancio, but he's also outmaneuvering Cancio. Oh, but he just got hurt.
He gets rocked. He got rocked. Cancio has Alvarado on the ropes. Alvarado trying to move away, but he was rocked earlier. Gets hit again. And he's referee.
No, it's
he's not stopping it. He's saying
it's a technical knockdown. Yeah. But everybody in the arena thought the fight was being stopped.
Alvarado running around. He's on the ropes again, trying to hold on. Cancio moving away. Alvarado is hurt, still dazed, trying to hold on. And Cancio won't let him. A left from, and referee Jack Reese steps in, and it is over.
Wow.
Andrew Cancio. And you see what a fight, the final punch sets in that one, Sergio. They were just throwing.
Look at the percentage landed, identical at 26%. That's what I like to look at. Not only how many punches landed, but what rate did you land at one percentage. And right there, they were even. That's why we're here again, because they're both evenly matched. And Alvarado feels he knows what he needs to do to win the second fight. And Cancio, of course, wants to defend his title.
And the power punches, obviously, Cancio ended the fight with the power punches, but almost identical that night.
Again, and look, this is why we wanted to see the rematch again. They're made for each other. I think they're tailor-made for each other. Even though Cancio is the aggressor and Alvarado wants to fight at a distance, they both throw a lot of hard shots. They have the same mentality, the same temperament, the same work ethic. It's just exciting for the fans, an exciting night.
You know, and Cancio, that fight was at 126 pounds. Tonight it'll be at 130. 130 is the better division for Cancio. His career has changed in this weight class, and 2019 was really big for him. He was coming in as the opponent, the B-side, and now he's a world champion.
Andrew Cancio.
Everyone here is here to support him and to see him become the WBA world champion.
Machado drops Cancio in this first round. Outstanding first round with some terrific action. Landing some vicious blows in this second round.
Oh,
Getting left hook from Cancio. Machado is hurt.
He's hurt. Oh,
Cancio got him. He knocked him down. Cancio with the right hand to the body. And Machado is down. Cancio knocks him down again. And that will do it. Andrew Cancio drops Alberto Machado in the fourth round. And Andrew Cancio is your new world champion. The rematch we've been waiting for since February. Cancio looking to prove what happened was no fluke. Alberto Machado looks to take the belt back. The rematch is underway. Nice exchange up top as blood starts to adorn the face of Cancio. Right hand over the top from Cancio, and a left that stings Machado. Machado looking like he's losing his legs just a bit. And down goes Machado again. A left hand to the body. No, it is over. It was not a fluke. Andrew Cancio retains the belt. The rematch goes just as the original did.
February of this year is when Andrew Cancio came in against the Puerto Rican Alberto Machado. Cancio was the B-side, left that night as a champion. We heard the voice of Ryan Rucco on the play-by-play. Sergio, you didn't work that fight, but I remember you were here in attendance, right?
I was front row. I was front row to the action, and it was exciting, Beto. I could tell you, we didn't expect it the first time around. The second time around, he did it and finished it even faster. I mean, the best things for a fighter to hear is, and new champion. But even better is, and still. And it's just amazing for Andrew Cancio and his story to hear those words so early in his career.
I was working that fight as the ringside reporter in February, and Cancio really emotional in the ring when I'm interviewing him, as you see him inside the locker room here in Fantasy Springs. But he had his kids with him inside the ring. A few years ago, after he lost to Joseph Diaz Jr., Cancio kind of went to semi-retirement. Was working, you know, his story's been told about working for the Southern California Gas Company, working the jackhammer, and he really stayed away from the gym. Sometimes guys need that break, right? The mental break of just get away from the sport, because you guys have been doing this your entire life.
No, we've been doing it our entire lives, and he said something that really resonated with me. He said, I didn't want, after those losses, I didn't want to start back over again, and I relate to that because you get used to winning and getting the bigger purses and climbing the ladder, and then one bad loss can take you down, and not only in payment and purses, but also in prestige. And it takes a lot for a fighter to bounce back, taking the lower paydays, and it takes character. It really does take character, and that man right there has nothing but character, and the temperament that he has is incredible.
He's from Blythe, California, on the Arizona-California border. They gave him the key to the city. His life has changed. Obviously making a bigger payday, but he's a world champion. It was Andrew Cancio Day. And, you know, Blythe is a hard-working community, blue collar. But Sergio, you know that you put that belt around your waist, everything changes. I mean, I have no clue. You tell me, what's it like?
Well, he may be blue-collared, but right now he's red hot, and he wants to take advantage of that. And what it feels like to be a champ, well, it feels great. That's what you worked for your entire life, and work. That's all this man has done his entire life, inside and outside the ring, as a family man. That's how you describe Cancio. He's a working man, and he deserves to be on top, but he wants the bigger stages now, the bigger name, the bigger purses, and he wants to hear those words again, and still champion.
And this arena will be sold out. It'll be packed. I think all of Blythe is on their way. It's like Texas football or Indiana basketball. The town shuts down to go see their team. Well, tonight Blythe is shutting down to come west to see Andrew Cancio defend his belt. That knockout of Alberto Machado was a big upset. But in 2019, we've seen some big upsets here on Dazn.
From Anthony Young, he is not playing games. Has he stopped it? It is over! An absolute stunner here in Las Vegas. Oh, right hand, and down he goes. Another right hand, and down goes Linares. Second knockdown of the fight. Knockdown in the first round. The question here is, can he survive? Linares wobbling backwards, and it's over. It's over. And this one's done in one. Rojas is a 4-1 favorite. Zushan only 17 pro fights. Look at that. Oh. It's like a six-punch combination by Sean.
Oh, look at that.
Sean with the flurry.
We know why they call Zushan the monster. He's having a scary performance.
I'm just stunned. I'm stunned. Machado drops Cancio. Cancio with the right hand to the body. Cancio in control. Cancio knocks him down again. Cancio going for it. And that will do it! Andrew Cancio drops Alberto Machado in the fourth round, your new world champion!
The U.S. debut for the man regarded by most to be the best heavyweight in the world.
15-1 favorite to defend his titles. Ruiz mixes it up. Good uppercut and a hook! Puts Ruiz down. Wow, that was fast from Joshua. Ruiz comes to fire back, and Joshua's hurt. Oh, Joshua goes down. What an answer by Ruiz. Oh, here comes Ruiz. Has Joshua hurt in the corner? Joshua is hurt. He's staggered, and he goes down again. That's a knockdown. Man, trying to answer, but he's shaking. He's down again. Wow. He's been down 4 times. So tired, I think he wants out. That's it. He says that's it. Andy Ruiz is the heavyweight champion.
An impressive list of knockouts. As a play-by-play guy, when you have a chance to call a knockout and you hear the voice of Rucco, Brian Kennedy, Ty Grisham, you get that extra in there.
Oh, yeah.
And you were there in New York for Ruiz, Joshua, And to win in the manner that Andy Ruiz did, I spoke with his trainer, co-assistant trainer Estrellita before they left for New York, and Edgar Johnson said, we're going to do something. We got him. You know, every trainer says, we got him. But I remember watching that fight and like hearing you say, this is the Mexican Rocky. That night must have been crazy.
It was crazy, and that's exactly what I labeled Andy Ruiz Jr., the Mexican Rocky. He got the phone call to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world, just like Rocky did. Wait a minute, do you want me to spar him? No, we want you to fight for the title. And that's the reason I labeled him that, and he made his dreams come true. And that's what boxing's about. And that's why everyone's so romantic about boxing, because it takes one night, one fight, one punch to really change your life. And Andy Ruiz is on top of the world now.
He is on top. He's got the mansion. He's got the rolls. He's got the YouTube. He's got it all. And it's all because of that one night. And if you have a chance, check out Dazon's One Night recaps. Andy Ruiz victory over Anthony Joshua, one of the biggest upsets in boxing history.
We've got the heavyweight title very much on the line.
Last 40 seconds of that round, Brian, I think Anthony Joshua threw one punch, and that was at the very end.
That hook almost landing in right hands for Ruiz, and now a barrage, and Chavez in trouble, and down he goes.
Hell yeah, baby. Hands up, drop. Hands up. Andy! Respira! 4.
Third knockdown of the fight for Ruiz.
7. 8. You're gonna pick up your hands. Put your mouthpiece in. Come off the rope.
Well, not quite a wing, but he flashes his eyebrows. He better throw his hands. The champ is in trouble. Look for an overhand right here, Brian. Joshua with the hard jab. Trying to answer, but he's shaking. He's down again. Wow.
He's done.
Joshua looks gassed. Mouthpiece came flying out of his mouth.
6.
You want to stop it? I'm going to go over if I want to stop it.
He's been down 4 times. Joshua turning to his corner.
He's got to be careful here.
You can't break. Ready to box? Box shot.
Joshua looks so tired. I think he wants out.
That's it. He says that's it. Andy Ruiz is the heavyweight champion.
The Mexican Rocky makes me believe in movies now.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
The winner, the new unified IBO, IBF, WBA, WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Andy Destroyer Ruiz Jr.
Es un placer para ser el primer mexicano campeón del mundo y ya logramos mis sueños. Pues primero quiero